Welcome back to the Go&Do podcast. We are back, episode 11, with our boy Joshua Christensen, aka Josh,
Yes, sir.
aka JC,
JC.
aka J Critch.
Big J.
Goes by many names. So we got him
Yes,
in the
sir.
building today. We're super excited for this one, as we are all of our other interviewees too. But Josh, I think you're probably the one that we interviewed closest to their mission, if that makes sense. What was
Yeah.
Jenica? Like a few months, right?
No, Janek was like 3 weeks.
Oh, was she really?
I swear she was.
Okay. Well, anyways,
So
you're
no-
pretty close.
yeah,
to that.
yeah, that-
So
As
nah.
far as elders go, you're definitely
Yeah.
the one closest.
Been
So
under 2 months.
under 2 months, yeah. So just give us the basic rundown. Who you are, where you're from, what mission you went to, all that stuff,
Yeah.
and the years you served.
The areas I served.
No, the years. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Josh Christensen, like you said. I'm originally from Sacramento. And I moved to Meridian, Idaho. Then I served in South Africa, Johannesburg. And then I served 2023 to 2025. Got back in September.
What month you start?
I started September, finished September.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So, what was your initial reaction like when you first opened your mission call?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. My brother was already serving in Africa. So,
Oh,
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's
He was
right.
in. Was he Cape d'Ivoire or Cape?
yeah, Cote d'Ivoire. I probably said it wrong.
Same thing. No, I definitely said it wrong. You definitely said it right.
He's like Cote
it's like
d'Ivoire.
humility.
Cote d'Ivoire. I don't know what it is.
Cote d'Ivoire.
He said, "Yeah, I probably said that wrong."
But anyways, I saw that, so it was pretty cool just to, even though it's very far apart. And my mom started freaking out because my uncle served in the same mission that I went to. So yeah, so I was excited about it. It's not what I expected.
Did you have,
so.
because your brother was in Africa, did you feel like you had a pretty more mature response? Like you're like, okay, like this is happening kind of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say it was like that. I was honestly expecting the States, but
Okay, because I was expecting Africa.
yeah.
And then I got it. I don't got it.
In another universe, y'all were
In another
switched.
universe.
Yeah, we were calling, bro.
You would have been in Joburg.
In
He
another
was your
universe, I
trainer.
meant yes,
He
bro.
was.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's funny. So, I mean, you read Africa. I mean, everybody's heard of Africa. Everybody kind of has this idea of Africa. Just right off the bat, was it what you expected or not what you expected at all?
It's not what I expected.
Okay.
Did not expect.
And we'll
that.
get into that, but I was just curious. Tell me about the MTC, just like briefly.
Where was it? Were you?
So I was originally assigned as an MTC in South Africa.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
didn't know
a
that.
Very small one, but my visa had problems. So a lot of people's visas have problems.
Yeah.
Hit or miss. So I ended up going to Provo, did online for about a week and a half, and yeah, it was cool.
South Africa, that's just English speaking,
Yeah, I was about
right?
to say.
Yeah.
it's English.
Yeah, South Africa's English speaking. The country, it has 11 different official languages. So
It's that tuberculosis, man.
That TV popping up again.
Need some water? You need to go get some water?
Get him to the dock.
I might have to. We'll see.
Okay.
My fault, gang.
So anyway, what were you saying though?
So
About
there's
it?
yeah, you're good. There's 11 official languages. So most people English is like their second, third language. So
Gotcha.
you have to pick up on a lot of different.
So you were in Provo, but you ended up in the MTC in South Africa?
So I was in Provo. I was
Just in Provo.
How long?
Okay.
Just a couple weeks.
And that was because you were waiting for your visa?
Yeah, I got my visa there, and then I went to.
Gotcha.
Joburg.
Okay.
And what was your thoughts on the Provo MTC?
That was good. It was good. It's a cool atmosphere.
You holding back?
Yeah, I think it was an adjustment for me.
Okay.
It was an
Yeah.
adjustment. Wasn't used to the missionary lifestyle or just the spirituality, I guess.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah, that Nephi experience. What was that? 6-hour thing?
Oh man,
Nah.
That was literally the go and do experience, wasn't it?
I think it's
I
called.
struggled
The
with that. I'll
Go&Do.
be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But
Was
I-
it?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was that called that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, before your mission and your mission call and stuff, how would you like grade yourself as a active, gospel loving member of the church, like on a scale of 1 to 10? Because that's why it was an adjustment for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'd say maybe I'll probably a little low, probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Okay. I would have put myself around that too. So, I mean, it was an adjustment for sure.
Josh, tell me about the travel from the Provo MTC.
Oh my
Gosh.
goodness.
Joburg,
yeah.
tell us about what happened in that travel day or days. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Did you call it Joburg?
Yeah, he calls it Joburg.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
Joburg.
That's
yeah.
tough. That's kind of
Johannesburg, but yeah,
Yeah,
Joburg.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a long flight. It's a little bit like torture to be honest, but
We got to do a better job, man. Got to do a better job. Go ahead.
but yeah, we went to Atlanta. Then we did a 15-hour flight. I was with other missionaries, so that definitely made the process a little bit better.
15-hour flight.
On the way there, I was actually able to sleep a lot, so that helped.
What's up? They put you first class.
No.
You got your own bed.
What was the
Economy.
airline that you flew?
Delta,
It was Delta?
You
Okay.
were sitting 33D.
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Back against the...
very middle.
Yeah.
Yep. Always.
You got one?
No.
Okay. Just tell me about like that first kind of impression landing in. Did you land in Africa, like Joburg? Would you call it Joburg?
Yeah, Joburg.
You can call it Johannesburg though.
Oh,
Okay.
you can call it either one.
I'll call it Cote d'Ivoire. But so you landed in Johannesburg, and
Yeah.
what was like your initial thoughts?
Yeah,
like,
what's the
feelings?
airport like?
Yeah.
I remember I got off the airplane. I really had to go to the bathroom. I walked in. There's holes in the ground, which it's
Oh.
not actually like that. It's just the airport, I guess. So
Great
I was-
representation.
yeah, that was the very first impression. I was like, where am I?
You're like,
at?
I'm cooked.
Yeah, I did not expect this, but yeah, I walked out. I mean, my first impressions was it smelled different, and they drove on a different side of the road. The wheel was on a different side as well. So
Was it like, what was the atmosphere like? 'Cause actually, I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about
Nothing.
South Africa. So
Nothing.
is it like deserty, or was there like palm trees?
there's
and-
palm trees.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Wow.
not exactly like Cali, but kind of similar to the palm trees.
Like California.
Yeah, in a sense, but
That's pretty lit.
Interesting.
Consider me unaware of that.
Yeah, I did not know that. So you got off the plane, like you're seeing these holes in the ground in the bathroom and stuff, and like, did you meet your mission president at the airport?
so no one was there when we got there. So
So comforting.
yeah, so some taxi drivers started taking our bags.
Uber?
At the time, I thought it was part of the church or something, but
No, he's just some dude.
was not.
just some
Where
random.
we
He's just a
going?
dude who wants
I
to-
don't know.
Yeah,
You tell me.
But yeah, the taxi driver that it's a very good thing I like getting that taxi because the taxi drivers they're very dangerous there. But
Took you to a different country
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Ransom.
just
first
for
day.
some, just for some commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, they did eventually come. We just had to wait there for a while, so they did come.
Your mission leaders.
So you stopped the taxi driver? You're like, oh, yeah.
No, they started carrying our. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Hey, okay, Josh.
Hey, I was like, okay, hold on.
Hey,
Stand on business.
yeah.
Josh.
Let me keep
Yeah.
my bags.
First
with
day, first day in this continent. Now you pushing people around.
Yeah, I love it.
me. Yeah.
So you drove? Did your mission president drive you to like to a church or something? And is that where you met your trainers and all that stuff? Or?
So I got there like late at night, like 10 p.m. Some of the office elders, some senior couples came and picked us up, and then we went to the mission home. Our mission president interviewed us, gave us food. We slept there. Then the next morning, then we went to the office at transfers, met our trainers, and all that.
What'd y'all eat that night before?
I honestly, it was some sort of sandwich. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was really good.
Is it good?
One of my friends in high school, his mom used to make jollof. I love me some jollof. Is that like a South?
I don't think that's I don't know what that is.
Alright, cool. It's an African dish. It's an African dish, man. It's good. It got some seasoned rice and some meat and eggs in it. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, wow, that's crazy. So what you guys got out there? Is it just like white food, like KFC?
They got a lot of KFCs, but one of the traditional dishes I'd say it's called pop. It's like it's like this. It's like white. Kind of looks like mashed potatoes. It's not at all like mashed potatoes. I say that idea is like rice, where it's just like you have to have it with something. It's kind of stiff. You eat it with your hands. It's like I don't know if you've seen that.
I have seen that. Yeah, and it's like a very
It's like a sticky rice.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, kinda.
It look like Play-Doh.
Yeah, like
consistency.
Play-Doh. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a better way to put it. Play-Doh. You eat it with whatever meat or
Yeah. So was food an adjustment at all for you on your mission, or?
a little bit. I did eat some weird things, but for the most part, things were pretty normal. The food's pretty good. I mean, they eat. expecting like I ate chicken feet, cow head, worms, that type of stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I got progressively worse.
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
that's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like KFC, and then there's like sticky rice, and then like worms.
Cow feet.
Dirt.
I think
That
I
was
think
rare,
a dog snuck in there at one point.
So did
That
you
was
get
one of those.
did
No,
you get
it is,
fed a lot by members or
Depending on the area.
okay?
Depending on the area. Some areas they fed us all the time. Some areas it was maybe once a week,
Gotcha.
or not at all.
So what was your first impressions, meeting your trainer and like him telling you about the area you were going to be serving in and all that stuff? Maybe did you guys drive back or did you walk or bike or
We drove to the area.
Okay. So you're driving back to your area. What's kind of going through your mind talking to this trainer? And was he like native or was he American?
He's American. Yeah. So as we were going back, I think it's the time of I think I got there around October, and at that time of the year, they set a lot of things on fire. So like all the trash was on fire on the sides of the road. So I was kind of what's
that
going
the
on?
smell?
It's like that COD Zombies map.
what's that about?
Bus.
What's going on?
Well, they're just burning the trash at the time.
Rid of it.
That's just a
That's
thing?
how they take care of trash.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds kind of efficient. I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But anyway, so I mean, my first area as we were driving back. Trying to think of how to explain this there's two types of areas in South Africa. They either call it town or township. A town is a lot more typically like it's pretty modern, pretty like not America, but it's pretty similar. Where it's like it's not too much of an adjustment in that case. The biggest adjustment was there's fences around everything, big gates and all that. So my area, he's explaining to me that there's it's mostly town, but also there's these small little townships all through it, which is more impoverished, dirt roads and all that. So
Were they ever like real close to each other? You know what I'm saying?
the towns and townships.
Yeah, because I feel like even sometimes out here in Utah, it's like you can be in one neighborhood that's like super nice, and like just head down one street that's like a couple feet away, and then it's like a little bit different.
Yeah, I know definitely. So yeah, they were.
So it wasn't you had like you had to drive like from the town like 20 minutes to get out to a township, or is that
It actually depends on the area. It depends what township.
You were
I would say,
driving?
actually.
You were driving?
I was driving. Yeah,
Dang,
I was driving.
that's crazy. What were you whipping? Like yeah, Equinox out there? Or?
The first car I had was a Toyota Corolla.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
that's tough.
We also had like Hyundai Venues.
And brand new?
Some of them. It depends. Depends what area you're at. You might have like a
Car
Ford
play in
Ranger.
Africa, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
stuff?
They're kind of moving away from that, but
From the car play?
To what?
towards what?
more to
Beaters? Oh, Uber?
Uber, bikes, walking. I guess there's
Didn't you just
statistics
get
that's
done
better.
saying that like the taxi drivers though are kind of is that different from Uber?
Yeah, Uber's different.
I know they're different, but I'm saying like is the way they act different? I
Yeah.
guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I would hate Uber, bro. I would hate that.
I low key would too.
Yeah, you get $80 every 2 weeks, and then the church just blows like
Yeah,
20
well,
on a ride.
yeah,
It's
like
like,
a Uber
we didn't
card
have
or
to pay
something.
for it, so
that's what I'm saying. I was like, they give you the MSF. It's like, nickels and dimes.
They didn't have to pay for it.
yeah, we didn't use MSF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we did have a cap.
A cap on how much you could like taxi and Uber or
Yeah, I didn't really use it too much, so I couldn't
Tell you,
say
yeah, okay.
exactly what
Okay,
what it was, but
No, it's still cool though.
So what percentage of like the mission had cars?
when I first started, I think it was about over half, and then the later I got in, the more and more missionaries kept coming, the more and more areas started opening. So I think it just keeps getting less and less.
And it'd be biking, walking, or Ubering.
Yeah.
So tell us about your first area. What was the name of the area, first of all?
So my first area, it was two areas. It was Benoni and Boxburg, so two different wards.
And so you double covered those wards?
Yeah.
And what were those wards like and what was the finding like in this area and like the culture of the areas you were in?
So I think the cool thing about my first area was it was kind of like a hub for all of Africa. So I mean, obviously I met South Africans, but there's people from all over Africa. So the culture was people from Congo, from Malawi, Mozambique, just all over. So I Benoni had a lot of people from the Congo, so they spoke French. So I learned a lot about those people. The finding Benoni, there's this big like there's a city there, so we just often go street contacting. The beginning of my mission, I often go street contacting, home to home contacting. So that's how I did most of the finding then at the in my first area, because I also didn't really know what else to do.
Yeah. And what were the wards like?
As in like how it looks like or how it runs.
Just like, I guess, how did they support you as missionaries? Were they supportive? Were they not? Did they feed you a lot? Like, kind of how involved were they with you?
All things considered, I mean, these African missions are relatively newish, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this one I think it's been around for a while, but
But the work's like ramping up over there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's popping off.
So I think, like, yeah, what was that support like? Was there a bunch of excitement with missionary work, or what was that?
Honestly, it depended on the ward and the area. It just depended. But I think there wasn't a lot of excitement. A lot of the members were more than willing to join us. They'd walk around with us sometimes and join our lessons. So they're very supportive.
Were you getting fed like pretty frequently or no?
Yeah, my first area we'd get fed 1 to 4 times a week. So
Okay.
it was pretty good.
I feel like that's pretty similar.
I guess I did tell you the finding was home to home, and
Yeah.
that's what I would do. But in that area, it was nice because the members would just come and bring us and say, "Oh, this is our friend."
Yeah. What's the I feel like Africa is one of those places where you can't just generalize the whole continent, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, I
for
feel
sure.
like, it's got to be so different everywhere, like everywhere. Like, even I'm just kind of shocked right here, like hearing about like California looking Toyota Corollas. Like, I did not know it was like that. But what's like the common faiths and beliefs that are down there in Johannesburg? And yeah, I mean, was there a lot of that like animal like worship stuff, or is that more like northern? Or
I'd say Christianity is the biggest.
Okay.
Most people do believe in Jesus Christ and believe in
That
him in
helps.
some sort of way.
Yeah, good starting point.
But there's a lot of ancestral worship. So a
Right.
lot of people believe in their ancestors, and they would sacrifice animals and all
Okay.
of that. So I guess that did have a part to play.
Yeah.
So I'd say they're in South Africa as well. Like if we get there, one of my areas there's a lot of Islam. So Christianity is number one, but I saw a lot of Christianity, then the ancestors, then the Islam, and a little bit of Hindu as well.
So, out of just like all the people down there, all the different types of religions, do you feel like the majority of who you taught were people who are already Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Did you teach many of like the people that practice like the ancestral worship, anything like that?
I would, but it often turned into kind of them just yelling at us. So
Huh. How about that voodoo?
yeah,
Like that?
that's part of, I mean, I guess
Partly.
I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to say like I'm an expert
Yeah.
on the topic.
Yeah.
But it seemed like some of the ancestral stuff. There's a lot of voodoo things that came along with it, or dark magic is probably what they called it. But yeah, so it's
That's
definitely
cool.
a big topic.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard out in Africa, like they're just very spiritual. Like, one of the next guest that we're gonna have on the podcast served in Botswana, Namibia. He said that there, like many times, there was people that were like, "I saw you in my dream last night."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, was that?
It happens. Yeah, I think
I didn't get that once on my mission.
I didn't
No.
either.
Yeah, people. When I first got there, people they always tell us about their dreams. It was also weird too. When I got there, I started dreaming like crazy too. So
Really?
not that they
So
had
it's
much
just like-
meaning or anything, but I just found
It's
it
a country.
interesting that I
Dang.
was
The
on
burning
these dreams.
garbage.
I do. Yeah. Dang, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, so this first area, you kind of touched on it a little bit with like the finding methods and stuff, but what was your favorite one? And did the home-to-home contacting work, or was it mostly just like the members bringing you people?
The members bring us people.
That's
for
literally
sure,
it. So that was probably your favorite one because that requires like
Yeah,
no
yeah,
work.
That is
It's just
that
like
is-
teaching.
Yeah, I think the hard part about knocking as well, where you don't knock the doors, you knock the fences. So you're like knocking, you're sometimes shouting,
Yeah.
and you have to get lucky for them to come out.
Interesting.
As far as like work within the ward, I mean, was the ward pretty established already? Did they kind of know how things were supposed to be run as well? Because I have a buddy in Africa as well that was like the first counselor in the bishopric while being a missionary because they didn't really know exactly how to run that system.
Yeah, it depends on the area, but because I had 2 wards. One ward, it was very well established. It ran very well. The other one, which was where the most of the missionary work was they struggled a bit more with getting ministering going.
Yeah.
Getting, with leadership. Everybody was from all different places, all different backgrounds religiously. So I think there was an adjustment for sure from having their old church mindset.
Yeah.
Coming there, didn't know maybe how the handbook worked or whatever it may be.
That must have been kind of cool to watch, though.
Yeah, I
To
know.
watch it kind of happen, though.
It definitely was, yeah.
So take us to your next area. Tell us about your second area. Before you get to that, tell us about what transfers was like. Did you guys all like meet at a church building? Did you go to the mission home? Did you just like drive to the next area?
We usually meet at the mission office.
Okay.
I drove up to the mission office and met with my new companion, and I went to, and it's an area called Ennerdale. And this was an interesting area. It's pretty big. We lived outside of Ennerdale and just a community that it was Islam. So we lived right next to a mosque, and yeah. So
Did you ever go to that mosque?
no, not. I mean, I walked past it, but I never.
You never like went to a service or anything like that?
Nah. But it was cool though.
I just asked because I did. We lived right next to one too in one of my areas, and I went to one, and it was actually pretty interesting.
That's cool. I did visit one later in my mission somewhere else. It was a really big
Okay.
mosque, but I didn't go to a service or anything.
So anyway, you're continue with like the transfers in your second area and all that stuff. So you made it the mission home, and then you transferred and all that.
Yeah, so this area was a little bit different. It was more by itself. It was like a township. Most townships are usually black, but this township there's a race there. That everyone it's called colored, basically. Kind of like light skin, a little different.
Yeah, we had that in Georgia. So
Okay.
cut that out. Cut that right out.
Anyways,
Georgia.
I'm confused.
I was never in
You ain't even
Georgia.
in Georgia.
I was never in Georgia. I can't say Denver.
We had that in Georgia.
But no, I've heard about this. I did hear that South Africa had like, I low key. I mean, we don't even talk about it. I heard that they have like race problems though.
yeah. So
Is that what the colored people?
Yeah, was the colored thing like a derogatory term for the
No.
light skins, or was it just like
no,
that's just
it's
what they were
What they were
called?
called.
Okay.
They had no problem with it, and that's that's the area I was at.
And what was their actual skin color?
A little darker, a little yellowish, I guess.
I'm sorry. Like
Like I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard.
I'm trying to picture.
They look black. They look pretty black, but it's
like it
it looks different. I don't know how to explain it exactly,
Okay.
but
You might
it's
have
a
to-
little bit lighter.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yeah.
It's like
You might have to like try to find a picture.
I'd
for
have to
us or
find a
something.
picture. Yeah.
And not in like an insensitive way, obviously.
Not
just,
in an
like,
insensitive way. That's just how it
genuinely-
is.
Yeah, I genuinely, I've never even.
well, because
I
the
don't
yellow
know.
I was starting to come around on, and then you reiterated black, and now I'm just like I really can't.
I'm thinking like
Let me
just
find a picture right now.
jaundice. I'm thinking just like a
Kinda-
jaundice,
kinda like-
yellowish glow on like a black person. I'm trying to think, but while you're kind of looking that up, Josh, can you just touch on the finding there and the ward there and like how it was? You know
Oh,
what
so
I'm
just like
saying?
mixed?
Yeah, the mix, but not exactly. Yeah, mix.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just okay, yeah. So
Looks like a light skin.
yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
Interesting.
That's funny. I see the yellow though, like it's like a glow.
That's what
Yeah,
they
it's
say
like a
there.
glow.
That's what they say there. So
Yeah,
it's not like
yeah.
That's just what they.
Anyways, yeah. We can move on from that.
Yeah.
From all
Let's get off that topic.
all that color talk.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Just like again about the ward support, the work that was there. Was it? You know,
So-
you were kind of explaining that. So
it was a branch there.
Oh, it was a branch. Okay.
Yeah, it was a branch. The first time I was ever part of a branch, so that was interesting. But
And these people, this was mostly Muslim.
where I was living at, but the Enerdell, it was well, there was a mix. It was mixed. It was pretty
Okay.
even, I'd say. Christianity and Muslim. So I we'd run across Muslims a lot. But as for the finding, I mean, I think this area is when I started to figure out maybe try to learn different ways of finding. I mean, I started doing a lot of again home to home. It just doesn't work as well as trying to figure out members. But that's when we started finding through members just by trying to create relationships with them, just get to know them, and just go out teaching with them.
Yeah, that's what's up. And in this area, was it a lot of the? Was there anything that set this area apart from all your other areas at all? I mean, other than I guess it was a branch, but
Yeah, I wasn't too well. We can get to that later. I was in another branch later, but just because kind of just being around the coloreds is what they were called. Um, I think that was just unique to get to know them and just how they spoke Afrikaans. That was their first language.
I have not.
Yeah, so Afrikaans. It's similar to Dutch. It's similar to Dutch.
Oh, shoot, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Did they speak English though?
yeah. They spoke English.
Were most people like bilingual or trilingual?
Yeah, they're speaking 3, 4, 5, 6
Wow.
languages.
That's insane.
But even if it was English, right, it's still, from what I've heard, it might as well be another language because the accent's super thick.
Yeah, I guess going back to when I first got there, I did not understand people for like the first like week or so.
Yeah.
But you get used to it, and
Okay.
they talk a little bit different, so you have to get used to how they talk. Sorry, how they
Talk.
How they talk.
How they talk.
If we talked,
We talking.
but
yeah.
so you had to get used to it a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, you get
That's
used
fair.
to it.
I had to get used to it in Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Same thing, exact same thing. So we're on the same.
It's the same. It was pretty much the
it's
same.
pretty much
mission.
the same thing. Yeah, we were in the same place pretty much. So
Was it all? Were there any other missionaries that were anything but English speaking? Like, were there any assigned missionaries that were a different language?
Nah, they're all assigned
Just all
English. Yeah.
Gotcha.
okay, so how many? How many areas did you serve in?
5.
You served in 5. Okay,
Yeah.
and so the first one was.
I guess my first one. I'm counting it. It was 2 different areas, but I'm saying it's one. So if I,
Yeah, no,
'cause
that's
it was-
fair because you're covered them
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah, we'll just count that.
no, and
Oh, okay.
later in my mission, they got split too because missionaries kept coming.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
So.
So the second area was called what?
Enerdale.
Enerdale. Okay, and then now you're in your your third area. Take us through the third area. But before you do that, I'm guessing you're about what 6 months into your mission now, like being around there, or maybe less.
To my second area, or my third.
Yeah,
area?
like by the end of your second area, how far were you in your mission?
my 7th trans. So almost a year.
Oh,
Almost a
okay.
year.
And so you've had like quite a few companions at this point.
Yeah.
Were any of them native?
No, I had two. So my first companion was from America. Then I had 2 from Madagascar.
Wow.
So that was cool. And then another one from America.
Was there any like adjustment period for you? I mean, there is for everybody, but like, how did you adjust to like having a companion, being with somebody 24/7, somebody from a different country, different cultures, like different backgrounds? How were you able to adjust to those?
Did you have native comps?
He just said he had 2 from Madagascar.
All right, I was catching
two
up on
from
text.
America.
I was catching
Yeah,
up on
you
text.
do.
So
Yeah. So I think it was definitely an adjustment. It was an adjustment to be with a companion all the time in MTC. But when I went to the field, I think I was kind of grateful to be with someone all the time because I was kind of lost. But for Madagascar, I think that was definitely an adjustment because they're learning English. They don't really know English very well.
What do they speak?
Malagasy, and some speak French.
because
But
Malagasy, is that like a version of French, or is that like a?
I don't even know how it comes about, but it's
They speak it.
They speak it.
yeah,
They
they
do it.
speak it.
So
they teach you any?
how were those adjustments like with those people?
It was really I love them. They're very kind, just like to have fun. But again, at first it was an adjustment because you have to get to know, you have to learn how to start communicating with them differently, and just help them with their English. So it is cool to you know after like a week or two, I finally got used to it, and it was cool. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, now take us through your third area. What was it called? What was it like?
my third area was called Orange Grove.
Orange County?
Grove, yeah.
So it really was like California.
No.
Same place.
Orange Grove, it was a unique area. It's probably the one of the best ran wards, probably in the Mission where I was at.
So one thing I wanted to ask is like, with kids, man, like at least in Botswana, like my friend was swarmed with kids all the time. Like he was a celebrity in the, was that how same thing? Like
Yeah.
so many kids, dude.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They always run up to you. They're calling you name. They're calling you white man in their language,
Which is what?
Malongu or Mahua.
Mahua. That's
What kind of way would they call out to you with that?
They just be Malongu, Malongu. Just
Oh,
shout
tough.
it. Yeah.
They just run up to you.
Yeah, run up to you, high five or
Yeah.
whatever it may be. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You were the white man.
Yeah.
you were.
You were him.
Yeah, exactly.
So this third area, Orange Grove.
This
Go
was
ahead.
probably this area was only a town, and this was another area where everyone from Africa just seemed to be there. So I met people from all over. It was probably also the area that was most like America, I'd say. So a lot of the finding was contacting in public and through members.
Yeah. I did hear that South Africa goes crazy with their malls too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, like they just want to be like America, but like on steroids. I heard the malls are
Well,
huge.
the malls are nuts.
They have some big malls, yeah. And I was close. I was right next to some of them in Orange Grove, so it was a nice area.
Did they really just be rocking Adidas like that? Like, what are some of those brands like?
Yeah, they got Adidas. I mean, they got all the brands there.
Okay. Yeah.
They wear. I think they wear a lot of knockoff stuff. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Did you ever see
Me
like
too.
the Super Bowl champion shirts that aren't? Is that?
Yeah. I was always seeing American stuff and Super Bowl stuff. That's funny. Yeah.
So Orange Grove sounded like the most maybe modernized
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, for sure. It's
And so was the ward. Was that a ward as well?
it was a ward. Yeah.
And same thing. They were just like super supportive, fired up about missionary work, bringing you guys people to teach and stuff.
Yeah. The challenge though for that area was the building was far from our area.
Okay.
Most people don't have. A lot of them walk. So it was.
So when you
tough.
opened up your Preach My Gospel, like daily planning and stuff, like I know in our mission at least, we'd open up that thing sometimes and it would just be studies, lunch, dinner. Everything else was, completely open. So, it sounds like you guys were teaching a lot though. So were your days just pretty much like stacked with lessons and like stuff like that? Or,
Yeah.
14 lessons a day.
yeah. Is
Yeah.
that pretty much how it was?
I think every day kind of it's weird. Throughout the day, we usually had a lesson mostly every hour.
Yeah.
Some days, there's usually maybe 1 or 2 days a week where it just seemed like everything canceled, and we just
Yeah.
ended up going to contacting public all day.
Yeah.
For the contacting public, is that something that I feel like in the U.S. It's definitely doable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a pretty outgoing guy, and even myself trying to learn how to like cold approach in regards to like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like that was really hard to do and hard to learn. Like for you, either was that something you're already good at? Is that something you had to learn over time? And also like in South Africa, were the people generally, would you say, approachable?
Yeah, they were definitely approachable. So I think that made it easier. It was definitely hard at first.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to just, hey, I'm part of this church.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Right.
But
Because I feel like in the States, like it's just not approachable. You know what I mean? It's just very.
I think they also love talking about church and Jesus. So,
Yeah.
Most people were. It was very easy to talk to them, and we had good conversations with them.
So what were some of like the skills that you brought like from before your mission to your mission that you feel like were pretty helpful in just like being a successful missionary?
Playing soccer with the kids and stuff, or did you hoop with them? Is that?
Actually, I mean, soccer was the main thing. I didn't really play soccer, but I was able to incorporate basketball in some areas. Like Orange Grove, we started this whole basketball thing, and with
Yes,
this other
sir.
ward, and I guess a couple people, not from our ward, but a couple people from the other ward ended up getting baptized from that.
That's sweet.
That's
Just from
awesome.
playing basketball. So I'd say that helped. I mean, before my mission, I think a lot of life lessons I learned was from basketball. So I think just the persistence, just not quitting, is mainly what I was learned before my mission was just to keep going at it even when it's hard, and things will be worth it.
Yeah, I love it. So Orange Grove, we're done with Orange Grove. We're moving on to your fourth out of your fifth. So 4 out of 5 areas.
Yeah.
So your fourth area, what was this area? The name, again, kind of the same things we've been running through this whole time. Just kind of give us the whole rundown of everything in that area.
Yeah. So my next area, this was a really cool area. It was called Soweto. It's the biggest township in. Now I only covered part of Soweto, but it's the biggest township in South Africa. If you know anything, if you know anything about South African history, it's a very big place for apartheid. If you've heard about apartheid, so
Nelson Mandela.
yeah, exactly. So like he lived there. One of his homes was in my area.
So is it like a historical place now, or
Yeah.
it's like blocked off?
Yeah, it's
Can you
historical.
explain that to me in like 20 seconds?
Like
Just
apartheid.
for those that maybe don't know, our
'Cause I
audience.
do.
Yeah.
We do know,
And if you
but
if you just got called to
may
this
not.
mission, definitely study up on
So,
apartheid.
and I feel like I still need to study up on it more. But apartheid essentially was, whites live here, blacks live here, Indians live here, and so, I mean, the whites lived in the nicer areas, the blacks lived in the townships, and lived all alone, and so that was apartheid, and people were against that for various reasons. And so I guess a cool thing, it's not cool, but one of the side notes about the history that it was there, one of the things apartheid did was in Soweto was they were trying to make everybody learn Afrikaans, and but they did not like that in Soweto. They were fine with English because it's an international language, or they wanted to speak their own language. So they kind of protested, and then there's a big police shooting at them. Now that's a big thing in Soweto. There's a whole museum for it. So there's a lot of history like that in Soweto.
Social movement,
Yeah,
things of that nature.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll keep going about the finding in the ward and all that stuff.
there, it was really good. I barely did any knocking or any contacting in public. We were always teaching. We were always
Gosh, this sounds so cool, bro.
I almost want to say like what were the cons, but that doesn't sound.
I remember there were some days where I'm just like, let's just go to this supermarket and look around. And
No, seriously, like I'm not even kidding. Like Cakes can say like relate to this. When you'd wake up and literally see
Yeah.
studies, lunch, dinner, and you're just like,
you got a whole empty schedule.
And you
You're
just
And
Oh,
daily
man.
planning takes forever.
yeah, because you literally are like, what? How?
We have a
can
lot of
we-
hours.
And I feel like in those areas, Cakes, you were probably similar, but it was like you feel like you've knocked everything. You
Yeah.
feel like you've contacted the same part
You have
10
one.
times.
You have one
feel
green
like-
dot who
Yeah.
you know is leading you on.
yeah.
who you
But
just
you just
know.
hold on to
Yeah,
it.
but you
just hold it. You need it.
every day.
He
Okay,
comes to
how
church.
can
He
we?
comes to church every Sunday, but he's not going
How can we
anywhere.
help him progress?
But yeah, I just like in my mind, and like I feel a certain type of way for people that get called to like Africa and like have all these people to teach in like baptisms all the time versus like the people that have to find all the time in the States because it's just so different.
it is. Yeah,
And like I mean, I'm almost sorry for people who get called to Africa because it's just so easy. Like you have no like. I'm sure you never had any trials or challenges, right? Right.
For sure.
they're definitely there.
But no, it's just like it just sounds like
There were
it just
holes in the
sounds
airport.
so good.
There were
Yeah.
holes in the airport. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it just sounds so much
Just
Yeah.
different.
different.
just
yeah.
different, yeah.
It's not better. It's not worse. But it is just so different.
It
think
is
about
very
that,
different.
so.
yeah.
So you were just teaching all the time. That's great. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I would say the finding the ways we would find was through people we were teaching.
Yeah. I'm not
There you
bitter.
go.
You're bitter.
Yeah.
But so you're
through people teaching and members or recent converts. There's a lot of recent converts. So usually the members were the recent converts who we were finding through.
Dude, that's a recent convert. There's such an
On
unslept.
fire.
Yeah, it's such a slept on like tool for missionary work
It's
because they have
probably the best.
shout out Rachel.
Yeah, no, it was always the recent converts that were like, oh my gosh, I got like, and then you just start like branching out on them. So
Did you use social media at all as a finding
That's a
tool?
good question.
Facebook.
So,
Why is that?
Well, I guess we're about to find out.
we had there's elders in the office who worked on social media.
Okay.
So they mainly were doing ads. I mean, we'd help out they'd have like a monthly posting schedule, and we'd maybe put one in a month or so, and they would take care of most of that. And so we get a lot of referrals from that. I personally did not really ever use Facebook. My Facebook, I never used it to find people really. So
But did you get a lot of online referrals?
we
Like
would
media
get a
referrals?
lot. I guess that is the other finding method. I guess we got in that area was referrals. I forgot to mention that, but that's one of
I
the.
hate me an online referral. So many pranks. So many pranks.
But you got those included with
Yeah.
all these other things that you got.
And were they pretty solid referrals? Do you feel like a lot of them?
It's
We're
hit or
actually
miss.
interested.
It was hit
Okay.
or miss.
So that
So
sounds like
similar.
a global thing. I
Yeah.
feel like we've interviewed people from like South America, Central America, America, and now Africa, and pretty much everybody has said like, yeah, it's hit or miss. They never know how we got their information. It's like you put it in.
Yeah.
Is it the same?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time they do
That's
know
wild.
they do know
Oh,
that they
okay.
requested, but there's
Okay,
people like that
that's
where it's
good.
like, I don't know how you don't know,
Right.
but yeah,
So that's universal.
yeah.
Good.
I remember we got an online referral one time, and this dude, we got there, and he was just moving and needed help moving, putting stuff in his truck. And he was like, "Yeah, I know my friend's a member," and he said that like you guys are like really good at moving stuff, and so he just told me to like hit y'all
Really
up.
good at moving
And
stuff.
like on the online referral, it was like just filling out info about his faith and stuff. I'm like, bro, what
Get baptized.
are we doing?
Did you help him move?
Yes,
Of course,
yes,
of
yeah,
course.
yep. Tail
Yeah,
between
anything
my
better
tail
to
between
do?
my legs. I
So-
did help him.
Between my legs.
So
Oh,
is
so
it-
you didn't want to learn?
Yeah, I mean it was that or
Let me
supermarket,
Let me serve you then.
or a really cold park bench.
Yeah. Either one sounded worse than helping.
And
this
you'd
guy
have to
move.
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's a member. Where's he at?
Huh? He moved too. That's how his friend that was a member knew that we were good at moving was because
You helped him move.
I guess missionaries in the past helped him move. So
Yeah, that's what's
hey,
up.
man, free service, man.
That's
That's
right.
great.
That's what's up.
So this area was a lot like the other areas, just lots of teaching, lots of finding, and
Well, this one area, I mean, the other areas they were a lot less, to be honest.
so this one was like
this one was
far and away that
It was
the
just
best one.
fun.
But the other areas were still good though.
They were still good. They were still good. Yeah. But,
this one was just
Yeah, and coming from Orange Grove was probably my hardest in that case, where we taught the least amount of lessons and
Would you
taught us
say
to find good people.
what's this area called again?
Soweto.
Soweto. And you said that this is like a huge like melting pot. Like it's a huge township.
Yeah, it is a huge township. I'd say Soweto though. That's my probably my first area that was like mainly only South Africans.
Okay, cool. Now with it being township, you said it's a little more rundown, right? So do you think generally like a reason for why the teaching could have been so much more frequent and probably better? Are they more humble there?
I think they're more humble. I think the other thing, I think they are more humble, and I think people are just out and about, where it's just a lot easier to talk to them, and they're a lot more
Okay.
willing. I think what helped with that was when I was there, we ended up so no missionaries had ever lived in Soweto, but the area president felt inspired to tell the mission that we should start moving to townships, which is not common. It was some people were scared about it, but so it was pretty cool. I was fortunate to be part of moving that process from
Testing phase.
from the town to the township, and still remember going there, hearing gunshots at night. But I think that helped a lot, being with the people, just kind of just being around their culture more, because it's very different from the rest.
yeah. Okay. So moving on to your next area, which is your
My last
Last
year.
last
area.
area. I'm guessing this was your branch.
Yeah, this was a branch.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Okay, and this is where you ended your mission and all that stuff. So, I mean, how how are you feeling now as a missionary, like heading into your last area? Like, do you feel pretty confident with all the lessons, all the ways to teach, all the ways to find, all the ways to do most of the things?
I did feel pretty confident, but my last area it was still a big learning curve and adjustment because there's so in the Johannesburg mission there's two different countries. So there's South Africa and there's a tiny little country inside of South Africa called Lesotho, and that's part of our mission. It's a district, so it's not a stake. It's a district, and we were part of a branch. So it's the mountains of Africa, and they speak well. They speak English, but it's and Sotho. But the country's a lot more impoverished.
I had no
And
idea they had mountains. Wait, isn't Kilimanjaro in Africa?
yeah, but that's in Tanzania.
Okay.
So
So what do they speak? What did you say?
Sotho,
Sutu. Okay.
English and Sotho.
And this is where you were at for your last.
Yeah, so I was in this tiny little African village. Just I was biking by myself, no car, no anything.
Little ranger assignment.
You and your companion.
With my
just sent you
companion. But kind of getting back to your question, when I was going there, why it was kind of an adjustment was I wasn't used to the country. My companion was brand new, and we were opening up this area. So it was an adjustment where the first like week or two we were struggling to just we were trying to get started, finding people, getting used to know the members and all
Yeah.
that. So it was a big adjustment
Interesting.
still.
So, and now you're in this area. Tell us about it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the. I mean, we were in the lowlands, but you'd see these mountains, kind of like here, where the mountains. Anyways, there was snow there, but I said, yeah, it was in a village. It was
Those are like wild animals and stuff.
not really. I mean, it's like a farming village, to be honest. Everyone just kind of farms, so everyone's kind of just having their cows go along and chickens, and it's a very peaceful way of life. Um,
What was the teaching and finding like in that area?
no, they're still really the work is booming there. They're very close to a stake, but
Oh wow.
so they still mainly believe in Jesus Christ. A little bit of ancestral stuff, but not as common as before. But it was mainly Jesus Christ. The work's doing very well.
Awesome. So, how did you handle the ancestral belief system? Like when you were approaching somebody and they believed in that sort of thing.
Yeah, like
How
could you
did you
usually
handle that?
We
could
would
you find a common ground because like we believe in ancestry stuff.
Yeah, we would try to find common ground. Yeah, we'd say, oh yeah, we believe in ancestral stuff. I mean, we believe in the temple. We'd maybe just explain about the temple a little bit, or family history work, or whatever it may be.
Okay. So is that a pretty good way to do it? Just try to find some common ground with what they believe.
Yeah, but usually I personally find them going too far after that. So usually we spent our time elsewhere.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ultimately, what was I mean, if you had to reflect on your mission, what was the biggest objection that most people had that made teaching maybe a challenge?
I think the biggest challenge was just I'd say there is a lot of people who say that they love Jesus Christ, and they do. They're just not willing to commit. I say that honestly, that's probably most people weren't super objected to anything we said. They just didn't feel
Doctrine and stuff.
Yeah, they were good with pretty much everything we said. They just didn't want to commit to anything.
Interesting.
So was it just kind of like, oh, I'm already Christian. I already believe in Jesus Christ. I've been saved, sort of thing. Like, it's cool with what you're saying, but I don't feel the need to like be baptized in your church because there's not a big difference. Is
Yeah,
that
I'd say
kinda
that. I'd say that. Yeah,
the
that's
vibe?
how it is.
So now you're kind of at the end of your mission. Looking back on everything that you went through, and you said you were like a 3 or 4 gospel wise, like in high school and like getting ready to go on your mission. Like, how did you change? How did Joburg change you in your testimony?
I mean, it changed for sure.
Well, that's good.
I guess I would rate my enthusiasm or my how important it is to me is at 10. That's what I'd say now. Is like it's probably the most important thing to me is my discipleship. Jesus Christ. So it really did change me to see the people's lives change, and me myself just actually reading the scriptures every day and studying throughout my mind and teaching. So it's important. It's very
That's good.
important.
Jumped up a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you had to give advice to your past self right before you started your mission, or to someone who just opened their mission call to South Africa, Johannesburg, what would you say?
I think the two things I would say, well, to myself is one, don't be scared of change. Before my mission, I did not want to change. I just want to stay where I was at, just what I was doing. I mean, through my mission, I learned I think change is the most reliable thing, and that's what ultimately Jesus Christ wants for you, is to help us change and become something greater. So don't block that, but allow yourself to change, allow yourself to become something greater. The other thing I would tell myself, or about just to anybody else, is don't be scared about, before I left, people just were hammering in my mind that's a very dangerous place. There's all this robbery and all this stuff. And I would just say, don't be scared. It's really just do what you're supposed to do, and there's precautions and all that, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Lord qualifies and protects.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we didn't really touch on this, and so we'll touch on it real quick. But the packing list, do you feel like you packed an adequate amount of things? Is there anything that like you would tell somebody like, make sure you pack this, or yeah, you didn't need this, or
I
anything
think
like that?
the packing list is pretty good. I think the common, thing I probably don't see is people don't bring maybe a sweater or like a heavier jacket. It does get a little bit chillier in the winters, and they don't have heating or things like that. So that's the number one thing I'd say is.
And you can probably easily access that stuff though out there, right?
You could easily access it. There,
Okay.
yeah. You can easily access everything.
Good. All right, well, time for this segment. Tell us one crazy story from your time in Joburg.
Okay, well, the crazy story, kind of going back to the robbery and all that. My very first transfer.
He's like, it doesn't exist, but let me tell you the time.
It does exist, but
You just gotta be safe. You just gotta be safe.
you gotta be safe.
I got you.
The very beginning, maybe my first month of being in South Africa, I was with my companion, and we were walking down this road, and there's some dudes over in this corner shop, standing in this corner, who called us on over, and I was excited because I thought they were interesting.
we have all had that, bro.
Were they like, what would they call you?
Hey, Malongu, come here.
Malongu? They were saying that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man, okay.
Over there, all sunshine and daisies.
Yeah, I was all
It's my
excited.
opportunity.
Exactly.
Let me lead this one.
This opportunity. And it right in front of me.
Yeah. So, anyways, they were saying, "Oh, what's this book?" I was like, "Oh, this is the Book of Mormon. What's the spiritual message of the day?" I was like, "Okay,
Heck yeah,
exactly.
brother."
Exactly.
Meanwhile, this was slanging out the whole time.
They knew what the Book of Mormon was. They'd done this before.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so my companion
And your
started.
trainer was pretty new too, right?
Yeah, he was pretty new.
Yeah,
He
okay.
just gotten out of training and all
Yeah.
that. So
So y'all are both so fired up right now.
yeah, I think he may have had an idea, but I did not have anything on me, luckily. But my companion, he did. He had his phone on him and stuff, and little by little, people kept coming out of the shop, kept surrounding us
As you were teaching.
as we were teaching. And
They were just so excited about this message.
I know. I told Josh, I was like, because he told me a little bit. Josh was looking around like, it's a congregation.
yeah, exactly.
Summer on the Mount type.
Yeah, seriously.
He's like turning around as he's reading the scriptures, looking people in
All
the
these
eyes.
people.
Exactly. So, anyways, this one dude asked us a question, and then, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he starts shouting at us, and right as he starts shouting, this dude from behind goes up to my companion and starts like shoving him and grabs all his stuff from his pockets, and then they tell us, "Y'all gotta leave right now," and so we left.
And your trainer was probably, I assume, was bummed, maybe?
It was bummed, but
Bummed.
it,
I love
Honestly,
that.
Rob,
I love that word.
about it.
Almost got pistol whipped.
But pretty
Stole my phone.
Bummed.
Pretty bummed, but
We
I'll
were
get over
lucky.
it.
No weapons got pulled out. I mean, I've heard stories about people getting weapons pulled out. It happens, but
Now, are they like, because our last couple people have all been South America, where the average height's like 5'4". So is that, I mean, like, could you, I mean, never fight anybody, especially as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, could you guys have taken them?
I mean, there was maybe 10 dudes there, just
Pretty
us
big,
two.
pretty big.
They were bigger.
Okay.
Bigger. I don't,
So you would not,
You'd have been
maybe we would have had a chance, but
Chance to like get away.
chance to get
Throw
away.
a few punches and get
Yeah.
away.
you would have been met with a curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, most of the people there are a little bit shorter, but I remember these dudes. They were a bit taller, and
Okay.
They knew what was going on.
they
Circling around.
they've been
I'm sorry.
around the block.
Circling around is just crazy.
As they're teaching, bro, you
that
just
is
see somebody come out the
just some sharks. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, let me speak up a little bit so they can all hear me.
Yeah. Hey, y'all can hear me back here? Okay, cool. 'Cause I'm speaking to him, so I just want to make sure. Meanwhile,
Y'all don't want to come around here?
Then you see you're like in the middle of 3511. Your companion gets shoved.
So that's why.
That's why I can't go anywhere. I just have to watch this. And he just took the phone, huh?
Yeah, the phone.
That's all?
Yeah, that's usually what they would steal was the phones, and then the mission will replace them. But
Still kind of.
Yeah. What phone is it? Like a Nokia?
Nope.
Or is it like a Samsung? Well, because like if it's a common thing to get stolen, like
kind of a side note with that is at first we were given the Samsungs just like 825 or something.
Yeah.
But later on in my mission in those dangerous areas, they would give us the dumb phones, Nokias. But we'd have to leave our smartphones in certain places, and so we'd be carrying a dumb phone with us. So they,
Call them dumb phone.
yeah, I guess they
I
would
like
call them
that.
dumb phones here. There, I don't know.
Because they're just like they're
Because
not
it was
worth
a
anything.
smartphone.
They're not worth anything, and they just to show that we don't have anything, don't rob us.
Yeah. Shout out the church, taking precautions.
Giving out those dumb phones.
Yeah. Okay, Josh. I think that's a pretty good place to wrap
Yeah.
up. But before we do, just is there anything else you want to share about yourself or like your mission or anything that's on your mind?
Yeah, I'd say the mission is the best opportunity to get to know Jesus Christ. It's all about Jesus. The church is all about Jesus, and accept that in your life, accept the gospel, and it'll change your life. Yeah,
I love it.
that's all I say.
Amen.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, that concludes another episode of the Go&Do Pod, episode 11 with Josh. We appreciate your time, Josh. Just sitting down with us, freshly home. We can still see the glow off you.
Sir.
Don't lose it.
Facts.
It's always, it's good to have in this crazy world. That glow that you got. So don't lose it. And I hope that people are able to take a little bit of what Josh was saying to heart and prepare themselves to, as Josh went and did in Joburg, South Africa. You too shall go and do.
Sir.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.